alaikum. And we're glad and thankful to be invited to this conference and to be invited as a speaker. And hopefully we can have some great thoughts with you in this little presentation today. Classera, which is the biggest edtech company across MENA, Africa, is trying to revolutionize how the engagement in the e-learning is done. How can we take it to the next level? We have a unique story. I'm happy to share parts of it in today's conference. We started actually back in the days in the Bay Area, in Silicon Valley, in the US. We started actually somewhere, then we went to Silicon Valley to learn from the best. We wanted to solve this engagement problem in the learning ecosystem. We thought there is a lot of education solution out there, but there is no solution that can take engagement to the level that it should be. And after that, we started focusing on emerging market until we became the biggest in many emerging markets. But let's talk today about, even the latest incident. We all came out of the COVID just very recently, and it's very interesting because Classera have been through the COVID with many countries, and we saw how technology can play a big role. So if you see the COVID time, there is many research that says the typical learning, after COVID, there is what they call the learning loss. In many countries, that's not the case in just one place or one country. That's the case in so many countries. It's a dramatic learning loss. In some cases and some studies, it show it as if it is more than 50% in learning loss across public education, across universities, about also across learning in the workplace. So because learning is a lifelong journey. So we think the problem that Classera started solving, back in the days, even way before COVID, is more important than ever. How can, we solve the learning engagement? The learning engagement is needed more than ever. It's a necessity, not a luxury. You want to solve the learning engagement so that you can get a much better learning experience. We think if we solve the engagement and therefore the learning experience, you're going to have better results in the learning process, whether that is in public education, universities, or learning in your career in the workplace. So that's the Classera formula. That's what we started with, and that's what we believe can boost the engagement and learning experience problem. So we said, if we can make the learning more inspiring, more personalized, and more collaborative, we could, change the engagement and therefore the learning experience, and then the learning outcome would be different. So we thought by, having gamification, we can really enhance the inspiration element. If we can have AI in the learning process, you're going to have something that can boost the personalization. And if you have social learning aspect, you can boost the collaborative learning as well. All to get a better engagement and better learning experience. And then we come up with what we call the Learning Store platform, which I'm going to talk about in a minute. Some examples to how we applied that is the Classera Inspire program. So we work with learners across public schools, universities, and learning in the workplace. So part of the unique ideas that we did in the gamification, there is a lot of ideas and a lot of techniques that we have applied, but this is one of it. All the learners start to get some score. We said, the problem in the learning ecosystem, that we only reward the very top, the very best. Let's think about it. If we were back in school, if the management of the school bring a Lamborghini to the middle of the school and say, the best student gonna get this Lamborghini. Think about it for a minute. Would that motivate everybody in the school, or only motivate the top students who have a chance to get it? What do you think gonna get motivated? It's normally those top students, because they think it's between them. Maybe some of those in the back would say, we don't have a chance, so they don't even try. So our motivation system of giving prizes and awards to the top, we don't think it is really the best way. And that's why in Classera we invented what we call the Inspire program. Give a score for everyone that work in the school or the learning environment, university, workplace, and throughout the learning activities, they gain some score, and they classify them into green, gold, diamond, and based on that, everyone gets rewarded. And that's what we said. How can we get everyone rewarded without costing the institution more money? And how can you do it to everybody? So that's one of the ways how we have done it. So with this scoring system, we have more than 1,000 companies that go and reward you based on your performance. So if you have a green membership, they go to those companies, and they're going to give you, for example, let's see, one of the biggest theme parks in the region. If you're a green member, they give you as a reward 10% discount. If you are gold member, they give you 50% discount. If you're a diamond, they give you 100% discount. So, and we have hotels, we have restaurant, we have theme park, we have all kinds of companies who are willing to be part of a bigger ecosystem to support, those good learners. And we were able to boost their engagement to a next level. We actually have some, fifth grader going to their teacher begging for another assignments because he have that many points to be a gold member or a diamond member. So that's one example. Another example is SmartMate, the AI I talked about. So we have an AI system that can go and figure out, the differences in each one performance, so that, it can bridge the gap using artificial intelligence, because the teacher cannot, work for everybody. You have to work, with one person at the time. The AI, would work with everyone at the same time, giving these personal differences. And augmented reality, and that's, what we call the seriality, enabling the teachers to use the latest, things that the students are used to. We are thinking, why students are not engaged. Their games, their own games, their world is very different. Is using some of the latest technology. And when it comes to the school, he's using either no technology at all or very basic technology. So here is how can you get him to involve, how can you enable the teachers or the educators to use augmented reality, virtual reality in their own subject. So empowering everyone to give that using this. Then at the end, we come up with a much bigger concept, which we are covering, all the learning from K to gray. That's the word we like to say. We're with you from the kindergarten all the way until you're gray. So we're with you every step in the way, university, corporate training. But the concept we come up with is the LSP. In the LSP, we have the Learning Super Platform, which includes so many elements into one place for the learning or training institution. It includes this gamified learning platform I talked about. It includes C-Smarter, like an ERP for those education and training institutions. EduMall is a very unique concept where it's a marketplace for other edtech and learning products, where we host some of those top, education products from around the world and make it accessible to the student at no charge at the Ministry of Education or the school. And we run more than 10 ministries globally right now, and we're working to work with more. CPay is a payment solution, so that also we can ease the payment for the tuition or the pocket money, etc., etc. And many other things like Persona, which understand the personality of that student or that learner to take it to the next level, whether that learner is in the school or in the corporate training, and a lot more. It's all under one place, Learning Super platform, and we have a proven data. So that was in theory. And what happened in reality? That's based on Alexa, which is one of the independent sources. And Classera took one of the highest engagement in the e-learning industry globally as of last year, and that's compared to many of the others. And actually, it was neck to neck with social media company like Facebook, Google, Twitter. The session that, based on Alexa was higher, based on some of the techniques that we mentioned in theory, but here it is in practice. And also proven data that we covered that in more than 30 countries around the world and growing to prove that engagement metric. How can we have the learning server platform take the learner to the next level? We have proved it in 30 countries. We hope to do it to more than 100 countries very soon. And of course, we got in the world many global awards. I mean, like the Microsoft chose us the partner of the year globally in the EdTech industry. And HP, we have a global partnership with them. They chose Classera to be their learning platform across the world. And last but not least, the initiative that we want to really solve is with the Ministries of Education and with the bigger institution that work with learning and training. We put this initiative called Smarter Learning Initiative that was based on a previous one, Learning Never Stop, that we started in Corona time, where we're going with ministries that maybe sometimes doesn't have funding. And we help them using this platform, like the marketplace, the EduMall, the payment solution, others, to generate revenue to cover the cost so that it can be sustainable for those countries. And we're working with our global partners like Microsoft, HP, and many of the global organizations. And hopefully, we can impact millions of learners around the world. We have done that in Africa already. We have done that in part of Asia. And many parts, of course, in the MENA region. And we're optimistic that the best is yet to come. So thank you very much. And I hope you enjoyed that part of the learning journey of Classera.